Go to Create Scorecard tab to create a new scorecard with grid view. Enter the name for the scorecard. Select monthly, quarterly, or annual as the time frame. If required, change the currency. Provide start and end dates. Add a description if needed, then select one or more teams. Manager and users will be automatically added from the team. Additional users can also be added as managers or users as needed. Enable the grid, and you will see the grid detail below, where you can modify grid labels, activity, and outcome values. By adjusting these values, you can customize the grid view. Additionally, background color of quadrants can also be changed. You can also set a starting value to better distribute your grid if your team scores are generally higher. Any score below the starting values will be set at the start of the underachiever quadrant. Once the grid is enabled, you'll have access to sections for adding activity KPIs and outcome KPIs. To add KPIs, you can either individually search and select a KPIs or add multiple KPIs. By clicking Select KPI button to find a list of all KPIs, simply check the boxes next to the KPIs you want to add. By default, any selected KPIs will be categorized as activity. If you want to change a KPI to outcome, just click on the outcome label. After you've selected all the KPIs, click Add KPIs to Scorecard button, which will add KPIs to the appropriate sections. Now set weights for outcome and activity KPIs. Sum of weights should be 100 for each section. Enter targets for each KPI. The target is individual user targets. You can also customize targets for each user and even targets for specific periods. By disabling user view, scorecard will be only available to managers. This can be used to preview the scorecard before enabling for all users. Additionally, you can also enable leaderboard KPI details for all scorecard users, which will allow users to view other users' KPIs and target values similar to managers. Finally, click the Save and Activate button to activate your scorecard. Once activated, you can view a preview of the scorecard by clicking the Preview Result button. Managers and users can view all their scorecards in the cockpit. On the left, you'll see the grid graph, while the KPI list is displayed on the right. In the graph, user icons in quadrants according to their scores calculated based on their activity and outcome KPIs. This allows managers to easily identify the strengths and weaknesses of their team members in a simple quadrant view. You can view detailed score information for each user by hovering over an icon. In the right panel, the KPI list shows the total value for all users. Click on the leaderboard icon to view the complete KPI information for all users, along with activity and outcome scores. Next to each user's name, you'll find a history icon button which will display their historical performance. You can also view the user history as a grid graph by clicking on the graph icon in the history section. Now, let's see how the scorecard looks for the user. The user's view features a grid for current period for the user. On the left, the KPI list shows the user's performance values for the current period. Users can view their history by clicking the history icon. If the manager has enabled the leaderboard for the user, they can view the leaderboard and view other users' KPI and target information, just like Scorecard Manager.